Welcome back to the barn. In the last video I started to make some storage cupboards for the guest bedroom, as well as unboxing some tools along the way. In this video we continue the build and examine the Enjoywood Pocket Hole Jig. I'll be honest with you, there's a little nagging doubt in the back of my mind. Sides are done, so these can now go upstairs and be ready to put the units together. As I need to cut the back down about 18mm, I was waiting to find this point of the break of the angle to cut the back down, so when I put this intermediate shelf on, it actually sits on top of the back. These shelves are relatively wide, they're 960, but because I'm putting a solid back in, if then I sit the shelf on top of it, the back is never going to sag, so I only really need to address the front. All I want to do is put some pocket holes into the base and the back, 3 each side. So there's a time and place for pocket screws, of course, but I think this is the time and place. They're either going to be on the underside of the bottom, so not seen, or the back of the back and not seen. So let's have a look at our final tool I want to show you. I'll be honest with you, there's a little nagging doubt in the back of my mind, but I'll open it and then I'll come on to that. And this is it, the Enjoywood Pocket Hole Jig. Right, so we have, here we've got some instructions. A pack of screws, and we've got aluminium. It's got some fixing holes down there so we can fix it to a board or as bench top. It's got a lot of measurements: 19, 25.4, 32, 38, 44. It's got some more dimensions down there which run the other way. We've got a vac port, which is good. Didn't actually expect the vac port. And then we've got these measurements in there. Okay, that's where they are. That's it. So 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inch, 1.5 inch, metrical equivalent on that side. The drill and the driver bit. We've got another piece which I think I know what that's for, but I'll check in a minute. And then we've got an assortment screw. A little collet, a couple of grub screws, some screws, not very many. Just going to quickly look through this. There's actually 6 pages of instructions. There's Deutsch, Italiano, Francese, Espanol. So to set up, looks quite straightforward. Sticky. Get us drill bit, that's us driver bit. Put our collet on there, put our grub screw in. Hold this on the length for the thickness to the shoulder, 19mm in my case. Tighten this down and then just raise this up till 19mm, which is on this side, pops out the top, just there. Right, let's just get a off cut. Adjuster's wheel, lock that off. Right, so these are spaced 16mm apart and 24mm apart, so that's fine. That goes in fine. Need something like 1.25 inches. Screw's not through. It's good. And it's got hold. Right, okay. So basically, that's how it works. I'm sure most of you know how pocket screw works. So the jig works fine, not a problem with that. That bit is usually used when if you want to screw inside a cabinet. Say I had my cabinet together and I wanted to just put a screw in. Basically that just goes in there, then you reassemble that in there, and then you can use it on the inside. Say that was your inside cabinet, you can just use it on the inside like that. That's what that's for. Just looking online, that's priced at €38. Actually, it's a little bit cheaper than I thought, if I'm honest. The thing that's been plaguing in the back of my mind about this is that Really, the big competitor, of course, to that is Craig. I've got a couple of Craig jigs. I've got the T5, which is actually out of date now. They brought a new one out. Now, I paid £100 for that. I'm guessing the new one is, like anything, more expensive. I think it's the one that has like the pistol grip on it. I'm guessing that's probably £150. I need to check that. I'll check that and put it down here. Then I have the little tiny one that I used the other day on my mudroom, but I think that's probably comparative price. Now the screws, this is a Craig screw. Craig are the market leader. Just wanted to make sure that the screws was the same, and actually they look identical. In fact, I've mixed them up now. I think that's a Craig screw. That's the Enjoywood screw. So we'll try and put one of them screws in just to see if it works, but I expect it will. And this is where I thought we might come unstuck, but actually the Craig screws are sold obviously through Craig or through dealers of Craig, relatively expensive. I'll have to just do a price check. On Banggood's website there is these screws, so they do sell them. I thought the issue was going to be for this jig is that the jig would be priced a little bit too expensive, and actually probably not now compared to the Craig ones. And then you'd still have to go and buy the Craig screws because they won't stock other screws. But actually there is stock on there. I'll do a comparative of prices, sort of inch and a quarter, inch and a half, because they're the main two sizes that I seem to use, and just put them down at the bottom. So I think my concerns are being put to rest. Probably in terms of ease of setup, my Craig one's probably a little easier because you just pull the handle, slide the back to it, and then just tighten it off. So you probably set that up in seconds. That's a little bit more faffy because you've got to wind it in and out and use two opposing nuts to lock it off. But £38, maybe 130, 140 pounds. Again, I'll check. Like anything, you decide what's best for you. But the screws, which is the main thing, that's what holding your pieces work together. The screws appear identical. The thread size, the edge size, the square drive bit, all look identical. I've got 36 holes to drill, so let's go and drill them holes and then I'll see if I've got any more thought. What I do like, however, before I start is a vacuum attachment. That Craig has the T5 has a vacuum attachment, but it comes with a really non-standard port that doesn't fit anything, and I had a little bit of 1.5-inch conduit jammed into mine so I could get my hose in. The fact that dust port fits mine. When you start cutting pocket hole screws 30, 40, 50 holes, the shavings soon mount up. Usually what I do when I do big pad can stand the panels up, but these panels are nearly 1 metre long, so it's easier to lay the panels flat and actually just fasten the pocket hole jig vertically. Take the jig to the wood rather than the wood to the jig. Probably a little bit harder to do with the vacuum pipe trailing out the back. Hey! Right guys, so we're done in here. I've made 6 sides, 2 bottoms, 2 back. Now I haven't made the back or the base for the 3rd unit because it has to cut around the vent housing that's in the kitchen below. So I don't quite know the sizing of that until I get the other 2 units fitted. Right guys, come to the bedroom. That's where the action continues.
Just you wait. Things I'm going to do to you.
Okay, so I've brought all the components up here for the 2.5 units. So I'm going to build the first 2, and the first one will be centered in this space here, second one there, and then the third one I need to work it and cut it round this box in here, which is the vent extract from the kitchen below. The units have been made level with the top of this windowsill, and the idea is when I make the top, I'm going to run the top up to the window so it'll have a really wide top. This is the embarrassing bit. This is at the moment how we've packed the room. We've gone a bit minimalist in the other room, so everything at the moment's just been dumped in here, which is why we need these cupboards so we can clear all this stuff around. And here, this is the new bathroom suite, which will be a series of videos coming your way very soon. Hopefully these first two should go together really quickly, and then we'll nip back to the workshop to cut some more components for that one. Hopefully the light's a little bit better. It's still pouring outside. It's not stopped raining for 24 hours. So the light levels outside's not that great, but at least it should be a little bit better than what it were last night when it was dark outside. We've got all three base units made. The first thing I need to do is fix the centre one, central in the room, so the other two are then fixed around it. Before I fix each one, I'm going to put these mid shelves in, these fixed shelves in, because once I fix the unit I can't get it. This middle one has got a socket round about here, so I just need to centralise this unit, mark on where this socket is behind it, drill an hole through the back, put the shelf in, fix this unit, fix that one, and then this one. Okay, so that's the base units built, pretty much as far as I wanted to go. Lynn's already loading them up with all the bedding and things. So I've got a few bits of shelving around. I've got 5 offcuts there, which are around about 2 foot square. So I'm thinking I'm going to put a central division in the right hand unit with a couple of shelves off it. I'm going to leave the other 2 units full length, and if we want some intermediate shelves in, I'll buy some more MFC and we'll put them in. For that piece there, I think I'm going to cut it to return into the window as the sub top. For those who saw me build the wardrobe on the other side of the room, basically I had 2 subtops of 18mm MFC, another layer of MFC, and then a layer of that parquet floorboard with a nosing on that was double depth, which encased the top sheet of the MFC, and then of course the doors closed against the bottom one. I think I can do 2 base units. I can do that one, will span the one under the window and half of the one to the left, and then use a piece of this down here, and I'll just put some dominoes in just to hold it together while I go shopping, get the sub top, and then I'll laminate it up with all the joints so then it gets its strength. So the base units are now finished, and I've made some preparation for the timber front, which will be pine to match the one at your side of the room. And then I've got to make this top with a live edge slab look to it, but that'll be a video for a much further day, because now I'm going to concentrate on the contents of these boxes in the other bedroom. So I hope you enjoyed this video and the last one, a pair of linked videos, and I do thank Banggood for sending me the tools that were used in this video, and stay tuned for the next video because it might just shock you. I'll see you later guys, bye.